Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. So, in the interim here, I have built this guy up, gotten all this whole thing set up and ready. I've also put a pump in here, got this thing out to vacuum so that none of the thermal energy will transfer anywhere it's not supposed to. That's the plan at least. This whole thing is ceramic, so I've gone through a ton of that. And I've filled this up with some steel. Now, steel isn't necessarily the best of options, but let's see if I can. Um, Here's some steel somewhere. Here we go, the steel tiles. But if we look at the steel tiles here, we can see that obviously they're not going to melt in the 3,000 degree stuff here. The the thermal conductivity is really high. Unfortunately, the specific heat capacity is fairly low, especially. But if our only real other option would be diamond, which there's some diamond down here somewhere. There you are. And diamond isn't that much higher. I mean, the thermal conductivity is higher, but the specific heat capacity isn't. So steel's going to have to do. But we are basically ready to turn this guy on, and I wanted to have this ready for this. So, my futzing around in the test world has sort of gotten me to the point where I want to set this guy to 185 kilograms. That's about the most I can do and have it function correctly. So that is where we're going to be set. It'll be signal if below. This guy here will be signal if below. And this should immediately turn it on. There we go. It's pouring out. We're getting our, of course, morning lag here. Alright, we're transferring heat into this. Here we go. We're getting, thousands of degrees here. Well, over 1,000 degrees at least. And as you can see, this dropped down to just under 180. Now, it has this tendency to sit right around 180 like that, so that's why I set it to 185, so that this will actually function. But it's still going to be little enough that the igneous rock turns into this form rather than the other form. And unfortunately, the heat doesn't transfer as neatly once it becomes the igneous rock like this, but, it's still working. And this is going to slowly but surely heat up our water. You can see it is heating up. So we're going to let that run. I have not obviously gotten over to this stuff yet, but I wanted to get this little segment done out of the way. I'm going to let that stuff heat up. I'm going to start building over towards our presumably 2 geysers, and hopefully get those at least tapped before I come back for the next segment. I will see you on the other side. Alright, I am back. I've built this little thing here to kind of cool off the igneous rock as it comes out and try to get some more power out of it, and it's kind of working. Unfortunately, there is no sensor to go directly on the rail, but I put a thermosensor here to try to detect the heat with a temp shift plate behind it, and it's kind of working. I'm having to baby it up to temperature, but it's kind of working. Of course, I've built this. I have got this. A little bit of gas escaped. I'm going to have to deconstruct these doors and let this out because I need to run the heavy watt wire through. But once that is done, I am also set to build this whole area over here with 5 more petroleum generators. I obviously have not done this last little square yet. I'm also running into a little bit of a problem of this abyssalite is cracking and letting some water out. I'm not sure what, if anything, I'm going to be able to do about that. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but I'll deal with it as I deal with it. That's just kind of what I'm going to have to do. Let's go ahead and let things run a little bit. And you can see I'm kind of babying this up. Just kind of keeping an eye on the rock that's heading in here. Let me go ahead and super speed this. Oh, you know what? While I do that, let's go ahead and get this last little bit done. We'll set you to 9. Do that. Do that. There we go. All right. Done, done, done. Good. All right. Another problem I am running into is this is not putting out enough magma for my tastes. Like, maybe once everything is completely up to temp in here, it'll be a little bit better, but at the moment, it's just not doing it. Of course, this guy, is totally toast. What else is something else taking? Oh, it's just that again. That's going to be annoying, but there's not much I can do about it. Well, I suppose I could deconstruct that one tile. Let me pause a second and go take care of that. What else do we got? Yeah, I don't really need any of that, but Breath Leaf Seed, fine. I suppose I could deconstruct that tile and then deconstruct it. That might be a thing I'll have to do. They're doing that. These guys are good. They're working on that. That will get done. I'm probably going to have to also be like, dig over here, put a ladder down the side, put a ladder up there like that, and then dig out those, and dig out enough space there to get through. That'll probably allow me to build all of it. Anyway, yeah, so basically I just need to cook this up. I'm basically planning on pumping everything that isn't natural gas into here and putting down some filters, but I think, yeah, other than a little bit of chlorine and carbon dioxide at the very, very bottom, everything in here is natural gas now. Like, there was other stuff in here, but it got pushed up as the natural gas settled in. And as you can see, I didn't get this in quite in time to prevent the natural gas from getting out a little bit. You actually need to be set to natural gas, don't you? Natural gas. There you go. Now you just need to be hooked up with power, and that'll be ready. Alright, so let's see. This guy, how are we doing here? Yeah, let's go ahead and dump some stuff. And as you can see, this dumps out. And once I have it up to temperature, it should work fine. Dude, there we go. And here we go. We've got that going again. Alright. How is our temperature there? The temperature is... I was going to super speed this. But yeah, the temperature's going up. Once I've got this up over the 300 degrees, it should work mostly fine, if a little delayed. So I'm hoping that it works alright. So I'll come back once I've got some of this other stuff done, and we're ready to move on to another project. I'm a little disappointed in this project, to be honest. I was kind of hoping that it would go a little bit better. Oh well, you live, you learn. I will see you in a few. Alright, I am back again. Everything here is all nice and built. We're ready to go. I just need to make the final connection. And this should get everything going. So, like so. And we're connected. Bam, there's power. And we've got full packets coming through. Thanks to our wonderful little bridge trick that I totally learned from other YouTubers. And here we go. We got this coming in. Let's see how this goes here. It's splitting up. It's starting to go. Full packets have arrived. That is backing up. Good. That means we are not, putting too much demand on the system, which means stuff is starting to build up. Excellent. Now we have this coming out over here. We've got our CO2 building up there. Good, good, good. That is doing a little bit of that. We're still having some power issues, even with this. This is amazing. I do need still to set up another control battery. So let's go ahead, set up another smart battery there. And we will need to hook it into said power lines like so. And then we will need some automation wire to go directly across to the whole shebang. And you will be set to 20. You're going to be set to 20 instead of the 15 that most of the other stuff is. There we go. There we are. Alright. Yeah, we're still having a little bit of issue, it seems. Wow, look at the power. Just, okay, it's going up and down, and we've got much more consistent power. Now, let's slow this down a little bit so it's running at a more normal speed. Alright, so what I've done is I've got, of course, the CO2 coming over to this little guy here. I've just tapped into my main water line before it gets cooled to, do that. This is the line that I had up here to fill this initially. I just repurposed it. And, of course, I'm dumping straight back out here. I could dump it directly into this line, but there's a possible problem with packet stacking there. So I figure I'll just dump it into this pool. It's right here anyway. And this is just going to take care of any CO2 that we have. Shouldn't be a big issue. Even with the other gases in here, it's, like you can see, it's running. It's not going to be a problem. It's on the floor. All I have to do is just say, nobody go in here. And it's fine. There we are. Bam. All right, time to move on to our next project. I'm thinking possibly rocketry. We've gotten, our power mostly sorted for the moment. I mean, we're running off of 2 geysers, and this one's really good. Like, if you look at it, it runs 92.2 cycles out of every 130. That is the vast majority of the time. That's all but less than 38 cycles out of every 130. So that's really good. And it's erupting 51 seconds every 84 seconds. So it erupts really often, and is outputting a decent amount of gas. So that's good. This one is not as good. It's running slightly under half the time, as opposed to the majority of the time, and it's only erupting, 162 seconds out of every basically 500. Putting out more gas when it does, though, so it's still not too bad. But having both of these together hopefully means I won't run out of gas. So hopefully that's our power sorted for the time being. I'm going to get myself situated here and come back when I am ready to move on to the next part of the project. I think I'm most of the way through the episode, so we're probably just going to plan ourselves a rocket silo. I will see you then. Alright, I am back once again. I took the time in between segments here to build bunker tiles all the way around where I want my silo to be. I figure I could only really get it to about here anyway, because, I mean, I could have gone theoretically one more tile down, because there's that piece of neutronium there, but, this was good enough in my opinion. So we're gonna have to kind of clear this stuff out a little bit still, and building the bunker tiles was long and boring. That's why I chose to do it in between. I mean, as you can probably see if you compare this cycle to, the previous, segment. I do need to clear this out, however. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this 4 layers at a time. Go ahead and let duplicates kind of... Actually, you know what? This is all regolith down to about there. So if I were to say do that, it should clear out everything above it. We're going to go ahead and let them do that. We're on super speed still. We're in the middle of a meteor storm as well. Wonderful. And, of course, every time I go to do something, this thing starts yelling at me. I mean, it gives me free stuff. Ooh, or free food. I'm going to need to get some more duplicates before too much longer. But anyway, I got this area here. And down below it, we're going to get a large amount of heat. Now, this is still space up here, and I have a large chunk that's that. But maybe I can capture that heat somehow and put some use to it. Now, our first rocket is going to be a steam rocket, so we're going to need a way to fill it up with steam. We got plenty of space, like over here and such, and we're relatively close to a polluted water line, so making that into steam shouldn't be too difficult. We are also relatively close to our petroleum line, so that makes it a good spot for when we upgrade to petroleum rockets, the second tier. We also theoretically shouldn't have too much trouble getting these guys set up for making the liquid oxygen, because that system can be relatively small. Now, obviously, we'll have to have the supercoolant and stuff for that. The problem then becomes when we get to needing the liquid hydrogen. That system can be just as small as the liquid oxygen one, but we would need both of them in the same area, and we're going to be competing with a lot of heat down here. So we might need to make a second silo off to the other side at some point, but that's like closer to endgame. And why are you standing there being a derp? Why are you being a derp? Like, move there. Okay, good. There we go. He was just kind of derping up there for a minute. And see, yeah, since this was all regolith on top, he's clearing it out just fine. Once we get this layer done, we'll do another 4 here. Because they can only reach up 4, so we kind of need to take care of all of this. Hopefully it won't be too big of an issue. Hopefully it won't take us too long. We're functioning at super speed, which does slow my camera panning down. Like here, you can see this is how quick it's moving there. And if I do that, woo, zippy. This is max speed. So my computer is fairly robust, but it still has its, problems. So let's see. Let's go ahead and clear out the next layer of 4. I might need, let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I could theoretically do that as well, and then we'll just need to clear out this last layer carefully. That's good. Alright, so we'll do that probably come the next morning, because everybody went to sleep. I extended our barrier here as well. Figured I might as well, do a whole bunch of bunker tile building while I was off camera, because, like I said, long and boring building bunker tiles, and it's not like you hadn't seen me build bunker tiles before. Anyway, here we go. Clear this out, and then we can start in on our actual rocket. Alright. Why can you... Oh. What? What? I don't understand. What's the matter here? Why are you suddenly not able to reach... 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! Okay. Important tip. Let's get those 2. Come on, Abe. You can do this. Alright. Now get those 2. Nope, I want you to... Abe. Abe. Come back. Come over here. Can do this. You love digging. There we go. Alright, now we just need to dig that one. And then we can get the last ones at our leisure. Where'd Abe go? Abe? 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 He can't have gotten far. That's not Abe. Am I just completely missing him somehow? Abe. Oh, you were going up. That's why. Alright. Abe. Where you going, my dude? Come here. Alright, now we can just kind of get the last of these, since those can all be reached from the ladder. Abe. Go over here. Dig. You love digging. There you go. Alright. So now we've got this. This means it's time to start building Babby's first rocket. Alright, let's see. We're going to start with our steam engine. Steam engine is a go. And we're not going to be able to do too much. Now, I do need to be, I believe it's 2 tiles from there. We're going to put that. Now, we can only really do, like, very minimal stuff with this. Very, very minimal. So we're going to end up putting... I would like to put 2. I don't know if I can manage 2, but I would like to put 2. Oh, and it won't let me... Right, I keep forgetting about that. It won't let me build the next part until it has something to sit on. Particularly annoying. But it is a thing. I think I can get away with 2 if I'm going to the closest places. I think. And I've already actually researched 1. We've got this carbon asteroid right here, which is good, because that's going to give us some more diamonds. I don't know what else is there, but, kind of a thing. We can start analyzing this one. Let's go ahead and analyze that. That'll be them going in here. Let's give that about a 7 priority. Object focus selected, analysis underway. So somebody will go and research on that. We'll get a little bit more use out of our telescope there. And then we're gonna have to send this off, get the intergalactic research, or interstellar research, whatever it's called. Something like that. Let me go check on this guy again. Look at this. Always something. So grab some more snazzy suits. Alright. And here we go. Come on, guys, build. You're waiting more steel. I'm really going to need to, like, put a base up in this area for some specific duplicates, I think. I'd like to do this, but I can't disassemble any of this stuff. I'd like to just clear this out, use it, but apparently that's not what's going to happen. How's my temperature there? It's actually better than it was, interestingly enough. Hey, alright, we're building our steam engine. And taking forever doing it. Bloody hell. Come on. There we go. Alright, we got our steam engine. Now let's get our next one, our research module. Let's see if they can reach this. Yeah, it's saying unreachable. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and pop a ladder there. I think that's going to have to suffice. We can probably ladder ourselves. Let's see. There. Once the lag is done. There we go. Morning lag. Alright, so I think I can get away with 2 research modules with this. I'm not certain, but I think. I'm going to try and see how far we can get. Obviously, that won't be this episode, seeing as I've got maybe about 5 more minutes that I'm going to record, but we should get the rocket itself done. And that at least is something mildly interesting to do, you know, as opposed to just building a bunch of bunker tiles. Alright, there is our second module. Let's go ahead and give ourselves another research module. And we are going to then also need a gantry. Now, I believe I'm going to rotate you that way. That's why I needed the 2 spaces. So I think right there, I think is where we want it. I think. Obviously, it's going to be hard to tell till I can place the other bit, but there we go. Alright, that one's done. And now we need our command module. Boop. It might need to be a little lower. I think it's going to need to be lower. Let's lower that down. We want our gantry facing the other way. There. And I almost always load my astronauts from this side, so it really bothers me that it defaults the other direction. Alright, so we're at the end of the cycle. Got another one. Here we go. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll tell me the actual range of the rocket until I have it fueled. And I don't really know. There's a simulator I can use. Now, you're like, hey, look at how tall this thing is. Why you're not, blah, blah, blah. That'll be for later. Alright, once we get to petroleum, we can start adding in more fuel tanks and go further and do more stuff with the more powerful engine. With a steam engine, you can only fill it. So, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Alright, here we go. Bam! There we go. Alright, so, we don't have a dude. So it has gantry. Parent Knowledge XL. Is that what it decided to name itself? Let's go to the star map. Hey, look, Knowledge XL. I could change it, but I'm not going to at the moment. You have 4 modules. See, it's telling me the max range is 0 because it's not fueled. That's the problem. World mass available. I don't know what that means. Storage. That makes enough sense. No passengers. What is world mass available? Oh, you know what? It might be saying how much is in storage when it's coming back. Okay. How are you doing? You aren't analyzed at all. Nobody's gone to do that. Okay, well, we're going to need to build ourselves another suit because for some reason it requires a separate Atmos suit, even though... There's my thing. Atmos suit, build one, do the thing. Hopefully it'll get delivered. Can I tell it to deliver a suit? We will set you to 9. Yeah, you'll just need a duplicate trained up to be an astronaut. Excellent. Alright, so we are also going to need... I have time to kind of look a little bit into what we are going to need for this. So we've got this here is for... What in the world? Oh, right, that's for that. Okay. my brain all of a sudden. So we got this here. This is for steam. Steam is a little bit hard to manage in pipes because it has this tendency to want to turn back into water, but actually making it shouldn't be too difficult. It's just going to take power because I can use the old aqua tuner trick and basically heat up a bunch of water while cooling down something else. It doesn't particularly matter what. I just might want to actually make it something useful. But I can cool down something, heat up the water, fill this up with steam. Does this actually tell me what the... Oh, look, max storage capacity, 900 kilograms. All right. So that's what we got. That is where we are, and that is what we are going to do next episode. We're going to fuel up the rocket. I'm going to build a little room here. In fact, I will just go ahead and build the little room, or at least plot it out. Yeah, let's put it like down here. It doesn't have to be very large. Oh, I kind of want to capture some of that heat energy too. We'll look into that in a little bit. But right now, we're going to put in just a little room about that big. Yeah, about that big. Not that. And we're going to need temp shift plates. Yeah, we'll do it out of temp shift plates. Steel temp shift, that's fine. We'll do the whole thing out of temp shift. I would have had put drywall there anyway, so this will take the place of the drywall. Excellent. I will go ahead and cancel that for the moment just so we can build it. This will have a... No, it's a utility, isn't it? Yeah, thermo aqua tuner. Bam, right there like that. We will, of course, also have a liquid vent for dripping in some additional stuff. And, of course, we're going to pipe this up. We'll pipe you over there. You are going to... Oh, no, you know what? This does need to be slightly different. You, not there. We will put you... Utility... You there. And we will have a gas pump here. There we go. Now, I could use the mini one, but whatever. I'll just use the full-size one. Hopefully it'll go fine. And we will basically use some insulated pipe made of ceramic to go like so. There we go. We'll still need to run in some power. Actually, well, we're going to have a vacuum here, so we can just use... let's cancel that one, and we can put on a conductive heavy watt join plate. Bam. We can have ourselves a bit of wire connecting up. Beautiful. And that'll be just this nice little system to produce steam. Obviously, I'm going to have to pick some sort of something to run through there. Our polluted water coming in will cool down our aqua tuner enough so that it doesn't overheat itself. And the whole thing will produce steam and cold something, which I'm sure I can come up with a use for. But that's where we're going to wrap up this episode. I might have run over a little bit. It's always hard for me to tell when I cut these into segments. I'm going to get this built between episodes, figure out what I'm cooling down, and we will come back next episode ready to fuel up our rocket. So, until next time, have a good one.